It'll ferment for about a week. We use the yeast for 10 generations. That's exactly where the outside came from. The compost that you saw out there, that's what the yeast is used from.
The living yeast?
Yes. Yeah. Like I said, it'll ferment for a week, and we use them for 10 generations. After the 10th generation, that's when we donate them to the Alabama farmers. As you can see, these guys are a lot bigger than our brew house, so it takes a few brews to actually fill these guys up. It could take up to 3 or 4 times before we fill up a 200-barrel vessel.
Oh, really? Yeah. This is the CO2 coming off the fermenters. As you can see, it's very active right now. That just means that the beer just came into the fermenter. Once it becomes a lot more mellow and the foam starts coming out, that's when they know it's pretty much done. Right now, this is a very fresh batch of beer. If you look at this guy, after it ferments for about a week, this is our filter. Only a few select beers are filtered. 420, brown, blue, road trip are filtered. Things like IPA, Hummer, road trip, happy ending are not filtered. The reason for that is because it would change the flavor and the aroma of the beer. 420, blue, brown are not affected by it. So they get filtered. From the filter, if CO2 needs to be added, we'll add that as well. They will be added into these bright tanks over here. As you can see, the bright tanks have a smooth bottom. It's kind of like a big keg. It's pretty much what the bright tank is for. It just holds beer like a keg until it's ready to be kegged or bottled. This is our kegging process. If you see the water that's streaming down, that's a sanitizer. We're sanitizing the inside of the outside of the keg. So if your friend does a keg stand, decides to throw up on the keg, it does get washed off. We do a keg a minute. And you can watch the process going on right now. What happens, we sanitize the inside and the outside of it, which is happening right now. And then we'll fill the keg, and then the keg will move on. And that's what this guy is doing right here. He's moving it onto pallets to be shipped to your house. Well, not that one. Bottling process happens. As you can see, it'll start up on this conveyor belt and go all the way down. These guys will all straighten out and sort out the good bottles from the bad. From there, it goes into this guy. This is where the beer is added. That's where CO2 pressure is added, so the consistency of their beer is always there. It's always 12 ounces. It'll move onto there into this conveyor belt. From the conveyor belt, it'll move into the labeler. This is where the label is added. Always check your labels for expiration dates. We'll always have a little expiration date printed on the side. From there, it'll move on to this conveyor belt. This is where it separates from 12 packs to 6 packs. If you're ever interested in volunteering at SweetWater's, we always take volunteers. Call us up and see when we are taking volunteers. We usually work Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. So just give us a call if you're ever interested. We do have a few low fills, so if you ever feel the need, just like Freddie and Kevin started out, we'll send you home with a couple cases of low fills. That's how I got started. Unfortunately, with the bottling system, not every bottle gets filled to the 12 ounce percentile. So this is probably about 10 ounces. 12 ounces should be about up to here. If you ever want to volunteer, these are very beautiful and nice to go home with you. You'll get a couple of cases of these guys to go home. They're just as great. They want to be loved, but they're just low, so we can't sell them. The boxes will move down to here, off the conveyor belt. If you're ever volunteering, this is probably where you stand. There'll be a few pallets, and you will stack the pallets up, saran wrap them, and ship them into where we're going next. This is where all of our beer ends up, in this nice cooler. This is my favorite part of the tour when it's summertime and it's 100 degrees outside. You see the mini pallets of beer, kegs. From here it'll go on to 5 states. We distribute in 5 states. We distribute in North Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, the Panhandle of Florida, and of course, Georgia.